That's right. We're sharing brain cells and we're both fighting for third place. Hi! Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Shadows We Fear here on the ever-growing Immersive Realms. I am your, what am I tonight? Your gracious, illustrious, another wordless host, Matt with Power. Hello. Mediocre, that will also do. That will also do. How are we doing this evening?
Subpar.
Welcome chat, welcome players. Subpar, that's fantastic actually. The more I have a degrading kink, it's fine. But let's jump into what we need to jump into today. So, we have a lot to get through in tonight's episode. Sorry for being a wee bit late. There's a lot of setup required for tonight. However, Mr. Andy, do we have any announcements this evening, sir? As my landlord.
Just tune in on Sunday for World of Erzia 7:30 p.m. After you enjoy this. Yeah, have fun.
And that's a threat and not a promise. Anyway, why don't we get this out the way? And let's dial down the humor, guys. Let's fucking rein it in a little bit, please, for fuck's sake. Trying to keep your atmosphere here. As we dive into, once again, the shadows we fear. So, last we left off, our group, the Twilight Company, decided to venture forth into one of the most dangerous and inhospitable in the country of Lorenthal, the Green Gorge Forest. Warned by Kelagorm and maybe a few others about the dangers that lay there, foul creatures, eternal darkness, and God knows what else, you guys pushed in through the threshold of these trees and made your way deep and deep and deep into the wood, on the quest to find the bog witch, Madame Meyer. You guys spent your first night camped out in the treetops, at which point you were though assaulted by a few creatures, bramble-like humanoid figures that struck down your party with force and might, knocking out both Lavender and Kelagorm in the process. But the fight was ultimately successful and won, and you guys decided to relocate and camp somewhere else. During the watch of Lavender and Calanthea, they did notice, however, that they were apparently being stalked, as they noticed, with Calanthea hearing, some claw marks being engraved into a high tree nearby. But, deciding not to pursue or investigate any further what could be chasing them, they decided to push further into the deciding there are more important matters to attend to, their quarry laying within. And they emerged to find a large blanket, nay, a wall of fog. They all tied themselves together and pushed through this fog, and at which point some afflictions were put upon the party. Remember that, guys.
Oh shit, yeah.
As you all push through the fog. Thank you. And you all were shifted and warped. Falcorus revealing that he believed he was rotting, but no one else really coming forth with what they might be feeling. You guys, as you emerged, found a barren wasteland before you, and with Kelagorm telling you guys to close your eyes and count to 3, you did, and upon doing so, I found yourself shifted, or at least the world around you had shifted, and before you was a dilapidated and broken down amphitheater. You all entered it one by one, but as you guys pushed through the tunnel entrance, you all individually blinked out of existence and were teleported to strange, no, familiar places, familiar settings, familiar memories of sorts. And that is where we're going to pick up. Let me know about audio levels as per usual. Joel. Your fingers wrap around the chilled handle upon the iron door before you, and it opens in your grip, revealing the room inside. It's frigid, it's cold. You can even see your breath with each exhale that you take. You know where this room is. This is Morgan's lab. You see it as you remember, but it wasn't ever this cold before. You can see it's the exact same for the most part, bar one key difference. Whereas you know there was 2 desks, his and yours. Right now there's only one. One wall is lined with coffin-sized doors that you know some are empty, some are occupied. But it's not the dead people behind these doors that catch your interest, but it's the 2 living ones instead. You see the familiar face of Morgan, younger looking. He's got more life in his eyes, fewer wrinkles across his brow. He's standing with a good posture, wearing an open waistcoat over a plain white shirt, tucked into some smart trousers that are belted shut. Standing next to him, dressed in all red, wearing a familiar Creed mask, is a Sanctorium leader, the one who exiled you. They stand conversing with one another. Between them, 2 open morgue tables. You can see 2 figures laying upon them, laying still. They don't look old. In fact, they only look like children. I just couldn't leave them there, Morgan says, irritation in his voice. Perhaps they can help us. They are young enough to be indoctrinated into the Creed. Being on the street, I doubt anyone would miss them. What do we stand to lose here? A pause fills the room. What ails them? The female voice behind the mask asks in a calm, monotone voice. Are you sure we're safe? I don't have to contact Dr. Castonius from Dareem, do I? Gods no, it's nothing like that. And either way, I wouldn't want to pull the good doctor away from his work. Another pause grips the room. You may keep one. I'm sure I can pull some strings slightly to have a helper. The other one, well, dispose how you see fit. That'll be more, Morgan. With that, the red cloak figure steps past Morgan and walks through you in the doorway. She reaches for the door and she begins to close it, and as she does, the light in the room begins to dim. You look over and see Morgan standing between the 2 boys, looking left and right. One of these boys looks like you. One of these boys looks like your brother. In his hand, you can see a very familiar spell that you know gets cast, of inflict wounds. And he looks left and he looks right. And he reaches towards you. But then you see something odd happen. A hand descends from the ceiling. Long, gnarled, leathery grey skin that wrap around Morgan's head. But he doesn't seem to notice. She turns Morgan's head the other way. Choose again, boy. And the hand retracts. I'm sorry, he says, as his outstretched, spell-casting hand reaches down for the boy that doesn't look like you. Just as the door closes, and the room goes black.
He was like 5 years old, if not younger.
Palanthea.
Hello.
You observe the empty chamber before. You okay?
Yeah.
He's laughing in the face of death.
I just like to throw you off.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you did. You observe the empty chamber before you. The smell of smoke from a burnt-out fire fills your nose. You can see the smouldering remains of a fire pit, but a thin wisp that floats up gently, like a strand of lone seaweed, feeling the push and pull of the ocean. You can see the remains of a camp that appears to have been hastily disassembled. In the room, against the far wall from you, are 2 figures. Both seem to be men, with one figure leaning against the wall in a sat position, and another one crouching down next to him. The figure against the wall seems to be elven in nature, with long, pure white hair that is tied into a very long ponytail with a few rogue strands that go over the face and forehead. Heavy wrinkles set, showing age, but still in this age, brilliant golden amber eyes that look up at a human man with buzz-cut short hair but thick beard that comes down to come off the chin, almost down to the middle of his chest. Both men are dressed appropriately for the cold climates of your whole country. The elven figure against the wall coughs weakly, covering his mouth politely as he does so. I feel myself growing weaker. Shan't be long now till I see the brow perpetual rest. The human man, he hangs his head a little in sadness. Be still, master. You just need to relax. I shall haste plenty of time to unwind soon, my Sarah. Yet before I go, I might not but grant you my final request. The elf says with a noticeably shakier voice. The human just nods. Yes, of course. Whatever you need. Tell me and it shall be done. The elf sighs slightly as he looks past his friend. His brilliant eyes look down in your direction as you stand before them. However, you can't help but feel you are the subject of his gaze. You look over your shoulder, and you see a shadowed figure, cloaked by a natural darkness standing at the entrance of the tunnel. The elf smiles. My book is yet to be complete, as is my research. Take the knowledge I haste granted you, and keep it alight, yet keep it hidden. I crave not those damned knights of Eldritch to find thou. The shadowed figure from behind you takes a step forward, and another, crossing the room, crossing past you, until it reaches the far wall where these two men stand. The elf, seemingly seeing this but taking no danger or alert, reaches for his bag and pulls out a book, unwrapping it from leathers that protect it. From the protective leathers held in the sleeve, he also produces a quill and a small jar of ink. Yet, my true final bid of thou, dear friend, is to create keeping new Hemocraft. School it to thy family. See to it 'tis passed down the family tree. Take time here. Make a copy of my tome for your thine self, and expand upon it. The human nods hastily. Of course, master, I will do exactly that. I be not the master of blood anymore. That honor belongs to thee. The shadow figure crouches down and rests a long, fingered hand across his forehead. The elf's eyes follow this action slowly, whilst the human seems none the wiser of this occurrence. The shadows seem to relax slightly to reveal a humanoid female face form, although the proportions are often unsettling, with limbs too long and a body too slender. She looks over at the human, then seemingly back at you, Kellenthir. The elf says one last breath. Go, Emmerich. Continue my legacy for me. The shadowed hands fall off the elf's brow, rest on his chest, sinking slowly beneath the skin, like a stone through quicksand. The elf takes a sharp breath before exhaling as the amber eyes slowly unfocus and roll upwards. Valchorus. The knee-high grass strokes against your armored legs like a hundred hungry hands once try to grab you as the rain helps them stick to you as you walk. The walk to the ship takes far too quick. It's almost as if each time you blink you gain ground and are closer to the vessel. As you get closer to the ship, you hear the sounds of commotion from inside the ship. You don't see any of your friends, your brothers and sisters in arms, the fallen. You don't see anyone actually, but you hear voices from inside. Initially, these are voices that you do not understand, a language unfamiliar. But as you draw closer, get into the edge of the ship, you feel as if two hands brush over your ears, but you look and there's no one there. But all of a sudden, the language, it becomes familiar, and it makes sense. But I don't care! A male voice calls out in a panicked tone. I refuse to get out there, where those fucking things are. You saw how quick they picked off the others. What chance do we have? Enough already. A captain's orders, and I ask you to obey them. The woman retaliates. There's a pause before a third one echoes out in a much calmer tone. Why don't we all just calm down? You two. We are clearly out of our depth, and we need to get some help. Yeah, no shit, says the first man. Who are we gonna ask? We've crossed fucking planes. Who are we gonna ask for help, you moron? We'll figure that out. Be patient. We are in a ship in the middle of a grass field. I'm sure we stand out. An eerie silence takes the room. Did you ever think we'd see so much grass in one place? No. No, I never pictured that in my mind before. That much grass, the woman replies. It smells so nice here. Fresh and clean, just like I just took my first breath and didn't have dust breathe in at the same time. Suddenly, breaking this moment of calm, you hear a familiar roar from the grasslands beyond, and your heart can't help but sink like a ship. The hairs on your neck stand up, and a small bead of sweat forms across your forehead. The captain's cabin door swings open, and 3 figures run out, all elven in appearance, but with ashen grey skin. 1 female and 2 men. One of these men is dressed like a standard deckhand with a white tunic shirt with lace across the chest and dark brown baggy trousers, an empty sheath at his side with the cutlass that was within in hand. The other is a giant of a man, more mountain than elf. He wears an open leather coat with nothing underneath but a bare chest, which is covered in totally with tattoos depicting ocean and nautical themes. He also wears leathered armor trousers with padding at the knee, and his hands are gloved, and you see the gloves themselves have large metal studs in the knuckle area. The woman is wearing a very large brown tailcoat that falls just past her knees. She has a full chest white shirt on with leather trousers to match her coat. She has 2 swords drawn like the others, staring out into the distance. They all have a look of certain despair about them. The deckhand looks over to the other 2. Captain? First mate, it's been an honor for sailing with you. Sorry for snapping earlier. I hope you know I would have sailed into the maelstrom with you if you'd have asked me to. The giant of a man rests his figure upon the deckhand's shoulder. I know, mate. I know. We do this together. As a crew. Right, Captain? The captain nods slowly, daring not take her eyes off the horizon. And she's right to do so. You see the grass splitting apart, and now and again a flash of bone of white skulls poking through now and then. But then something else comes out of the grass, from totally, metaphorically, and literally left field. A woman with elongated limbs, grey skin, muddy hair, and raggedy clothes walks with a gnarled staff that looks like it has various ornaments hanging from it. She walks directly to the edge of the ship, staring up at the crew, who don't seem to notice her. She outstretches a hand. Y'all don't belong here. Go back to your home and pretend to die there, instead of actually dying here. The crew don't seem to pay attention, as if not hearing her. But what they do seem to be aware about is the boat rocks as if it's been hit by a wave, and the very air begins to vibrate around them. It's happening again! The giant of a man calls out, "Hold on to something!" And then with one final violent shake of the air, they all shimmer and blink out of existence. The woman smiles to herself and turns around, walking past the canine-like beasts who don't seem to notice her. No, sorry, who do seem to notice her, but do not attack. Y'all shouldn't be here neither. I guess the magic's pulled you through on the rift by accident. Y'all just be careful out here. These land is real and material, unlike yours. You can be hurt. You've been warned. She looks around as she leaves, and then disappears into the grasses behind the ship. You go to follow her. As your head turns, you can't help but let off a very sharp gasp as one of these canine things is right behind you. Memories of horrible visions flood back into your mind as the dog lashes forward, and it all goes silent. Elleril. You guys having fun? You see your brother's room before you, complete with all its belongings, but you see him, your brother, sitting in his high back armchair with an open book in his hand called Far Gone Tales from Farther Gone Lands, a collection of short stories. It's a book that all 3 of you have read as children, filled with short stories of fabulous tales. You all enjoyed it very much. Yet here, Enguel is, a grown man, reading this light-hearted children's book with a heavy frown in his expression. Suddenly he shuts the books in frustration, the sound of it clapping closed hard. He stands up with haste and makes his way to his bedroom window. Father, why have you done this to me? How can I hope to win without your support? Without the hope of the sword brings? How can I be as good as you have built me up to be? He sighs, staring out into the night sky before him. After a moment of silence, the book they'd been reading but a minute ago falls onto the floor without any reason of having to do so, as if moved by an invisible hand. He spins round, stunned to see this. Hello? Who's there? He demands the empty room. After no answer falls to him, he looks at the book on the ground and shimmies carefully over to it. It lays open at a title page to one of the short stories, The Valiance of the Templar. Each title page, is backed by a picture to help represent the short story ahead. This one is of a kneeling lone knight in full armor, his sword held close to his chest. Engel leans down and scoops up the book, keeping it in its current page open, looking around the room carefully once more. Excuse me. He sits back down into his chair and begins to read. Cautiously at first, not trusting his surroundings, but it doesn't take long for the story to engross and capture him. Now, it's only a short story, so it takes about 15 minutes or so to read. But when he does, he closes the book softly and lays it on his lap, brushing off some imaginary dust from the front cover. He smiles to himself. I don't need your help, Father. Hells, I don't need that sword. I can do this on my own. I can carve my own path and forge my own destiny. I'll show you. I'll show all of you. He says. He goes around the room blowing out candles one by one. And as he gets to the last candle, all goes dark. But suddenly, everything goes blindingly white again, as you're bound to cover your eyes, shielding it from the midday sun that's risen above your head out of nowhere. Swords and steel bang against each other. The smell of iron is strong, mixed in with one another, and the smells of burning wood and heavy sweat. You can see a battle in a mountain town. Men in lion attire, clashing swords and shield with larger, more naturally stronger beings of Orc and Goliath. Soldiers are being thrown to the side as the savages advance even closer, pushing the line of gold back. Engeril, your brother, comes into your field of view, caked in blood. You're unsure if it's mainly someone else's or mainly his own, but one thing's sure, it's not just one or the other, it's a mixture. He breathes heavily. In the moment of brief clarity, he looks around, seeing the death and slaughter before him. His eyes dash left and right, his hands shaking. You can see him slowly start to see the signs of panic. But he composes himself and takes one deep breath in. Lions! Regroup in the townhouse! Fall back! Without hesitation, the lions, hearing this order, fall back one by one, making sure that it's safe to do so, pushing off their attackers or killing the one that's trying to kill them. One by one, they ran past him, and he stands firm, not running, instead holding a line by himself. At one point, he sees one lion trip and fall, struggling to get up in the heavy armor that he wears, as an orc bears down above him for an easy kill. Angelo rushes forward to the beat and beats the orc to the soldier, raising his sword defensively and parries the orc blow. The soldier finally regains his grip and stands up, thrusting a spear back into the orc's head. Thank you, sir, he says, running back to the townhouse as instructed. Engel sees that he's the last one and begins to turn tail himself, sprinting towards the newly defended building when a looming shadow falls over him. Going somewhere, Your Highness? Engel stops in his track. A figure appears from behind a ruined building to his left. A huge Goliath, standing at least 7 foot tall. He wears well-crafted armor, covering his stomach and lower and his shoulders, but leaving his chest bare. Dark grey skin, heavily lined with scars. Across his face are tribal tattoos covering both cheeks, going over his actual eyelids onto his forehead. You see that one of his eyes, his right, is gouged out, leaving behind this white mess that he hasn't really bothered to remove. A wicked smile across his thin grey lips. I thought you were some sort of hero. For 4 days we've battled over this mountain town. For 4 days we have paid the price of blood. Why don't we end it now, eh? Me and you. Me against you. What do you say? Silence grips the mountain. I do not fear you. I have fought your kin, and every one of them who stepped before me lays dead now. However, I am no fool, Orknak. I know fighting against you like that is suicide, even for me. So thanks for the chat. But we will fight here for another 4 days if we need to. Whatever it takes to rid you from this place. Engeril takes a few steps back. The chieftain takes one large stride, covering the same distance. Nah, I don't think that's needed, little prince, anymore. This game is over. Suddenly, a horde of hidden enemy rush behind Negril, cutting him off from his own forces, and from where you actually stand in this vision before you. Now I think I'll call this place mine. I'll decorate it with the heads of your soldiers, and with the throne I'll create out of your armor, I'll sit and rule this shithole of a fucking place. You struggle to see what happens next, but there's a flurry of action as the line of tribesmen blocking your vision rush towards your brother, as does the chieftain. You hear metal clashing on metal, but very quickly a mighty howl of pain as the chieftain, towering visage, falls into the crowd out of sight. Suddenly from behind, another roar as lions charge out and hit the line from the back hard, trying to rescue their prince as a new skirmish of blood erupts. Lions fighting even harder than they ever fought. But it takes merely moments, and you hear the chieftain call out, "Thunderbrands, retreat! We got what we came here for!" You're able to find a gap in the crowd as you look through, and you can see Chieftain Okanak clutching his arm as he leaves the battlefield, aided by 2 orcs. An odd sight then, as you see one of his hands fall and hit the ground. One of the orcs that's bodyguarding him tries to reach down and grab it. "No! Leave it! I have something far more valuable," he says, revealing the prince's crown in his other hand. They all begin to walk away. And as they walk and the battle goes on, you blink. And silence takes hold again. You jump time again. Before you now, you can see the remains of what was a battle. You don't see any bodies of lions. You don't see the bodies of your brother. But you do see many Goliaths and Orc that lay slaughter. Ravens and crows peck at the ground at their bodies for meal. But pushing through, a lone woman walks through the slaughter. A familiar-looking woman. She bends down and picks something up. A large grey hand. She looks back at you. She smiles a wide, toothy smile at you. And everything goes dark. Lavender. You watch this tent zip slowly and unevenly begin to undo. It goes up, then stops before going down, then back up again at a different pace. It's uneasy, it's unnatural, and you can't help but feel that same watching this zip go up and down of your father's tent. What's gonna come out? Who's gonna come out? What's happening in there? The tension is then broken with the sound of laughter. Of a woman laughing. "John, I thought I caught the zip again when I came in last night. Help a deer out, please?" A small chuckle back. "Alright, move over, let me at it." With a sudden sharp tug, the zip undoes, tearing a small bit of fabric with it. Oh, shit. Your father mutters to himself as he steps out from the tent, examining the damaged fabric in his hand. A woman then comes out very quickly behind him. It's the face of Mary Silversong, but without the heavily damaged features that you saw upon her own skin where you saw her last in the Rising Shire Palace. She looks younger, happier, less weight of the world on her shoulders. "Oh, thank you, my brave hero. I don't know what I've done without you," she says dramatically, proclaiming with equally dramatic arm flourishes. John smiles and laughs. "I'm very sure you would be able to work something out. I can't believe it. A brave adventurer like you, defeated by the humble Zip." Mary rests a hand upon his shoulder. "I know, I'm sorry about that," she says with a pout. "But that can be fixed later. What needs to be fixed now is my rumbly tummy. What's for breakfast?" John walks over to the fireplace and begins to relight it, quickly nursing a small spark until it grows to a flame that he then clothes in dry leaves and kindling. "Well, I kind of wasn't expecting you to come here last night, so I don't have any. I'll need to go catch something for us." Mary's face drops, mostly sarcastically. Mostly. "I can't believe what I'm hearing. You're prepared to let me go hungry for a few hours till you return?" John shrugs, matching her sarcasm. Again, like the dangerous zip, I'll defeat your hunger. You just need to give me a bit of time. He stands up from the fire pit and slings the bone quiver of arrows over his back. Don't let the fire go out, please, this time. He says, standing close to her. I won't, dear, I promise. She says, standing slightly on her tiptoes to reach his lips for a kiss, which they share. John then smiles and begins to push through the darkness of the early forest. Mary watches him go as she sits heavily on a tree stump that acts as a chair by the fireplace, where she tends to gently. She seems deep in thought, very deep. The playful nature seems to have melted and given way to a more serious and silent tone. She can't be trusted, you know. Mary whips around to see who's there. Emerging from the second tent, the one that's used to store goods and supplies, steps a woman. She's clad in mud and raggedy rags. Thick matte hair that hangs in the messy, dirty strands cling to her face. Kylan Blighter. You know where our powers be coming from, yes? Mary looks around, bewildered at this sight. And who might you be? And how do you know Kyan? I'm but a curious witness to the world around me. I see a great many things and people, and Miss Blighter, will she be a very interesting person indeed? So tell me, you know where she gets her powers from, yes? Mary slowly nods. Then you know she can't be trusted. She's a danger to you, to John. The figure outstretches a hand and points it to her belly. And your future. I've gone Irish again, for fuck's sake. Sorry. Mary steps back. Mary steps back fast, a hand covering at the pointed area. How on earth did you know that? I haven't told anyone. Not even John. You can't know these things. You don't need to tell me these things. I just know them. The woman we talk about will turn on you. I know that like I know your future. I have a keen eye on you, Miss Silversong. I suggest you take care of the problem before it takes. Mary looks around as if there's someone else there with them. You want me to kill her, don't you? You want me to kill my friend? Friend is a loose term, the figure says, interrupting Mary. You know that ever since she got those powers, she's been acting different, distant, deliberate, dangerous. She's risked your life on plenty of occasions now. Don't play dumb with me. You're a very smart woman, Mary. Mary looks down at her feet, but only for a moment. And what do you gain out of this, huh? I'll make you a deal. Y'all do this for me, and I promise greatness for yourself. Power. Real power and responsibilities that go with it. And in return, your baby will stay here and grow up without you. When she's older, she can come looking, but you must not make the first move. Mary takes a very aggressive step forward. You expect me just to surrender her like that? I'd rather give up everything than do that. She'll be with her father. She'll be safe. Let's simply say I've decided to invest in her future. But I need you not to muddy the waters I want her to go up by. You are dangerous, Mary, and you attract danger. I need your future daughter safe. Safe, Mary whispers back. Safe, she says again. And from above you, Lavender, you hear the sounds of a zip. And you look up and you see darkness begins to fall down you as if tent flaps being shut before you, until the zip reaches your foot, and everything goes dark. You all awaken together, near enough at the same time, in a chamber of some sorts. A single lit torch lays limp across the floor, acting as the only source of light in this seemingly circular chamber that you find yourselves in. You all have your gear, you all have your belonging, and you all see one another. Welcome back.
Well, like you say, we're in like a chamber.
You seem to be in some sort of stone-walled chamber with a sandy dirt floor that you're resting upon.
All right, witch.
Is-
Where are you? You've shown us what you want to. I presume the rest of you seen different sort of visions. So,
You
stop
think they were
fucking
true?
around and show yourself.
He's orchestrated this the whole time.
Was what she showed us true?
I don't know what you've seen.
My brother died. I know that. I just know that she was the one that pushed him to the edge. Convinced him of going about.
Let's focus on
He
getting out
died
of here, and
so
then
that-
we'll unravel this.
She could be trying to manipulate us. Showing us half-truths. But she should answer that herself.
If my vision is true, then she ensured my brother died so that I would be here.
Funny. I was about to say the same thing.
If that's true, then we're all here, witch. What's taking you so fucking long?
Is there any exit to the room? Or chamber, whatever.
As you take a second to look around, and you'll do the same thing probably, if not done it already, you can see that there is a heavy wooden door currently shut against one of the far walls with thick metal bars that attached against its wooden.
Or like holding it shut.
No, just the actual. It's like one of those heavy wooden doors, like it's a fortified wooden break through
Oh, right.
easily. The metal things attached to it, but yeah, it's all the one thing.
Is the door unlocked?
You reach your hand out and it seems to be locked.
I'll try and unlock it.
Anyways, you take out your picks, and can I get a lockpick check, please?
At 24.
24. Takes a minute, and this is a very tricky and intricate lock, but eventually it does.
Just as Elro's unlocking the door, can I go into my mind and just calypso?
She's quiet.
Are you being quiet
You
on
know
purpose?
she's there.
You
Mhm.
seen the vision as well, didn't you?
I didn't see what you saw.
She showed you your own.
Yeah. She showed me my own, yeah. You say that.
And we need to find out what you seen, because I've got a funny feeling I seen you.
Well, I know my name now.
And what's your name?
Lucia Grimslayer.
Lucia Grimslayer. Oh, Lucia. It's nice to meet you. I'm full course.
Alright, smartass. You guys seem busy. I'm still here with you, but if you want to, talk sometime about your vision and mine, then I'll be happy to share.
We'll do that in a bit.
But, yeah, you guys seem a bit preoccupied right now.
And then I'll just...
Keep your guard up.
You get that door, Gilligorm.
Like, think as soon as he asked him, like, think.
Hey.
May as well grab the torch. There's no point being quiet. She knows we're here.
And why is she not showing herself? I'll pick up the torch. You two coming? And I'll gesture to Calanthe and Lavender.
Don't see anywhere else to go.
See, as I'm going to pick up the torch,
Yeah.
can I be looking at it, like, as I'm going down to look pick it up, can I look at it to see if there's any inscriptions or anything on the torch itself, or anywhere on the ground?
Make an investigation check if you so wish. Excuse me.
8, not great.
Just seems to be a plain wooden torch with your standard oil-coloured cloth at the top, and as far as the floor goes, it's just dust.
No, I'll be picking it
Can't
up
tell if
then.
there's any inscriptions or anything else like that. You grab the torch and it flame moves with you. You give it a little test and it's real fire. It's feel the heat emanating from it. Hold out arm's length so you don't burn your brows off.
Is there anything else in this circular room?
If you guys, let's make another perception investigation
I
check.
would like to do
Anyone's
a
welcome to it.
perception check, please, because that's my strong
I would
suit.
also like to do perception.
I'll do
You
investigation.
may certainly all look.
Everybody use your eyes.
23.
Can I sniff?
Calanthe, you can sniff or use your ears if you prefer. Yes, as Job says, use your eyes. Calanthe, no.
Fuck you. Nonetheless, what do your elf eyes see?
Fuck all. So, Fagoris, your check,
23.
please. 23. That's perception, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, perception.
Joel,
I was blind as a bat. 9.
9. Perception or investigation.
Perception.
Lavender, if you did a roly-poly.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, very nice. Calanthe,
I sniffed a 19.
you sniffed a 19, very good. And Kelagorn,
29 investigation.
29 investigation. Well,
Nerd.
Nat 19.
you all take your time to look around. Now, Joel, this is just a stone room. There's nothing fucking interesting. Come on. You know, that attitude you sort of have. These others all stop and look around. And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Roll your eyes in your head. Those
So
who
Joel rolls
got
them
were doing
visually.
Falcoris and Lavender. You two look around this room and you can see with confidence there's only the one entrance in and out, which is the one that your good friend Elleril has just unlocked for you. And it does match the amphitheater surroundings that you were inside. You can see it's made of the same stone, the same rot has overcome it. So you believe you're still within this building. And you do, just a little side note, randomly still feel that pull of your new afflictions just tug a little bit in your head, a little bit stronger. Elleril, as you investigate this room, again, you take time to look at this door, look at the walls, the floor, anything. You determine there's no traps, there's no hidden iconography or hidden, what's what I'm looking for, inscriptions. You feel confident that this room is just as it is. There's nothing secret hidden here, and you feel confident in Calanthe. You take a nice deep breath in and analyze. The little bar above your head loads up the smell. And it brings back a result. Faint. You can smell mud. Like really thick, earthy mud. And iron.
Can I pinpoint, like, the direction? Generally?
As soon as Kelagorm opened that door, the air within met you. Somewhere down that corridor that's before you now. You can see, little heads up, Elleril. You have opened the door into a corridor, unlit. But Calanthe, that is where that smell's coming from. Somewhere down there, the air is traveling, carrying this smell.
We'll communicate to the party. There's mud or earth or something and iron in the dark down that corridor.
As in,
It's a strange smell.
like, blood.
Would it be like the iron and blood? Okay, fair enough.
You would know, being your blood magic and that sort of stuff, that there's a good chance this isn't just an iron quarry. This is probably blood. Probably.
Blood. The iron extracted from it, yeah. And
would you-
mud. Earthy mud. The kind of stuff you have to dig 6 feet for.
Just draw my short sword at this point and make my way into the corridor.
Joe will cantrip light on his sword and follow suit.
Now, I will say this corridor is only large for one person to go through at a time, so we'll need
What? Sorry, you
I'm
cut
just
a marching order, because this corridor is only wide enough for one person to fit through at a time. I will
Just
say, though, if need be during this corridor, you can change places, but we the whole case that the ones getting shoved going between legs, change if that happens. But with walking, it'd be single file at this point.
Just saying, if it's a narrow corridor, the guy with the tower shield, probably best at the front.
Or the
you
tank.
want-
Just barging my way through. Just, oi, fuck off.
Oh,
Boom.
we mow it. Oh, we mow it. Oh, we mow it.
I'll go second and keep an eye out for any traps that might be able to warn Joel about.
Okay.
Of course, we'll gesture to Calanthe and Lavender to go first, and then he'll be like, I'll take up the rear.
Okay.
Alright.
So you guys all push through with Joel taking the front. What did you cast light on, Joel? Was it your shield or your mace or whatever?
My sword, yeah.
Cast light on your sword. Perfect. So the glowing light, and then of course you took the oh, do you?
Sorry, you
Got
cut
light
it
up.
there.
We need to fix your mic.
Oh, sorry. That's fine. So just double checking. Do you take the torch with you, or with Joel's light, do you leave that?
Nope, I've got the torch with me. I've not even summoned the
Take
sword,
it
by
with
the
you.
way. Not yet.
Cool, not a problem. So let me double check one thing. 2 seconds, guys. Again, let me know if that helps the mic issue. I'm going to have it close to my face and I'll turn the gain up a wee bit, so we'll see what that.
I can.
So,
Yeah.
Tyler, I need to turn you down
Is
then.
is it too bad?
I think you might want to put
Little
the
bit.
gain down a little bit.
Turn the gain down a little bit. Is that better?
Seems alright there, yeah.
Well, again, if you need a quick audio test, let me know. Sorry, viewers, for the immersion breaking, but technical issues need to fix them. Just been going on my immersion.
Okay.
But you guys begin to push in through this corridor. Now, it doesn't seem to be a very long corridor. But Joel, with you walking at the front, as you pass round a very small corner, I say corner, it's like a more like sort of bend, as if they had to dig the tunnel around something. Can I get you to make a wisdom saving throw, please?
A wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please, good sir.
Joke's on you, I have +8 to those. Haha, 16, that's 24.
24. There is almost like you pass through a wall of some sort. Like the air for a split second becomes thick at a random point that you don't actually see marked. And you feel something try and pull your mind, try and muddy your thoughts, try and interfere with your brain. But you, being the very wisdom and, mindful soul, shrug and push through.
When
Unaffected.
that happens, I will, stop everyone else behind me. And I'll
Mhm.
just warn them. There's something messing with us. Stay sharp. I just felt something in my head. And then Joel will carry on.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, I think we need to wait for Kelogorm because he's next in line, but do the rest of you follow
Joel, give
suit,
you a heads
or?
up.
Yep.
I mean, it depends if
Cool.
Can
Kelogorm
they get
goes.
advantage? Oh, can they get
Well,
advantage?
that's what I'm saying.
So
We need to
warn
wait
them?
for. You'll find out if the people follow you or if they leave you for dead. You know, it's one of the two. But we'll
So-
wait for Kelogorm a wee
Joel's
second.
fine. He's built different.
Sure he is. Whilst waiting for Kelogorm, by the way, I hope you enjoyed your visions and hope you chat enjoy.
He's back.
Kelogorm,
Oh, sorry.
no problem. So, just a wee heads up, as Joel was in the lead, and even you keeping your eye out, you didn't see this and you wouldn't have been able to see it. But Joel, all of a sudden, he shrugged and had to shake his head, and he's just warned you that something is messing with his mind as he tried to pass through a certain point. But he is then just turned around, said that, and continued stomping along down the corridor ahead.
It's reassuring. Can I do like a active investigation check to see if there's any traps or anything in the area, or even like
You can
if there's like a magic?
You can
field
certainly
or
try. You can certainly
Would you
try. We'll say if you're doing time to investigate, Joel will take a heavy lead. Because you
Yeah,
have to
that's
actually
fine.
stop and look. Joel will get further ahead.
anything? He is the kind
It's fine
of
with Joel.
sacrificial lamb of the party. In theory,
I'm sorry, who's the one who
No,
always
mo-
dies first?
not in practice. That's a 26.
26. It's weird. You don't see a trap. You don't see anything to disarm. You don't see something to get your tools or your fingers inside. But what you do see, and it's only with a trained eye that you see this, at the very edge of the wall as you look, there seems to be a magical shimmer, like a veil. And as you sort of look around, it goes from one side to the other, from the ceiling to the floor.
Does it look like something that we can walk around, or is it like
No,
a
this
wall,
is completely.
essentially?
This is covering the whole corridor that you need to pass through.
Joel, you need to spell magic.
Can Joel dispel magic?
It's a
If he-
spell.
You tell me.
I don't know. Give me a minute.
I'll
Allow me
relay
to read
what
the wording of the spell.
I'll just relay why I'm holding up
Range,
everyone.
third level, low charge hands, we spell a fourth level, higher the time, make an ability. That's gonna be tricky to beat, but I'm sure Joel can give it a shot.
Okay.
Joel will try to dispel magic. So
Not a problem.
to save you pulling it up,
No, I've already, I just quickly read it there, man. Yep, we've got
Okay,
it
there's
here,
a
buddy.
lot of words
This one,
there,
the second,
so
yeah, the second he said dispel magic, like, cool, let me get that one pulled up very quickly. So yeah, you reach your
So-
hand out.
do I need to make a roll
Yep.
or not?
No. You
No.
just don't need to make a roll.
Okay.
As you feel whatever this
Okay.
was on the verge of becoming something you need to roll for. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a level 3 spell. But you reach your hand out and it fights back as you try and dispel it. The energy itself does fight back, but it does eventually shatter like a magical pane of glass and it falls to the ground inert.
I'll raise an eyebrow like Kelgon. Happy now?
Much. No, a step over the threshold.
You feel fine. It's just like passing through normal air.
Can Joel,
Mhm.
seeing that, can he ritual cast detect magic?
Oh. Let me
'Cause it is
get
a
something
ritual
pulled up
spell.
for that one.
It
Detect magic, you
is
wouldn't pull that one up.
sense
Usually sense
presence
magical
of
presence.
magic within 30 feet of me. and I can tell what kind of magic it is, and I can see it through barriers.
Yep. Well,
Well, some
blocked
barriers,
by
most barriers.
footstone. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, if
In
you
a
want to take
stone
time, it takes 10
corridor.
minutes to cast ritual.
Mm.
It will take obviously 10 minutes to cast a ritual. You want that 10 minutes to just sit down and.
Yeah, sure. Joe will explain to
Yeah.
them what he's doing, though. Just they have to do it, but like Joe will tell them that he's gonna do that, and then he will carry on,
Yeah.
leading the way.
Perfect. And it's concentration actually, so the last 10 minutes. So, you cast this out, and after 10 minutes or so, you just feel that your mind expands, sort of thing. Now again, you see obviously your friends glow, the various entities and possessions, of course. Your own stuff glows as well in your mind, but besides that, no. You can feel, I'll say for the sake of flavor at the end of the day, where the barrier was, you can feel that the energy there was necrotic in nature. You know, the remnants of what you'd shattered was necrotic in nature.
Okay.
Well, the school of magic, I should say, was necromancy.
Who doesn't love a little bit of death magic in the morning? I mean, Joe will carry on leading the way.
As Joel shows you the way, you all push forward a little bit deeper. And like I said, the corridor does this weird little thing where it's almost as something that had to dig around to make this tunnel. It goes round a small little curve, like a little bump in the tunnel, before it evens out, and you can see ahead of you what appears to be just a wall of light. But whereas light should fall and cast shadows and, you know, fall into the tunnel, it's just a sheet wall that doesn't cast shadows, that doesn't enter the tunnel threshold true. And it's about 20 feet, 15 feet from you as you all round this corner.
Is it magical?
There is some magic behind it. Oh, let me get the thing pulled up because it's a bit of a homebrew thing. So, there's a magical barrier of sorts. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Well, not transportation. The other school where it's like barriers and wards and shit. You feel that presence of
Alteration?
that. I think so. We'll just go with that. We'll say yeah. But this is some sort of barrier.
Under restoration.
This is some sort of ward or barrier spell that is preventing the light from entering.
Can Joel poke it with his sword?
Yeah, your sword pushes through. You can't
Joe
see the
will-
end of your sword when you do it.
Joe will turn around to the rest of the party, shrug, and just walk through.
And once again, as before, Joel disappears out of your sight. Not for the first time today.
Then
We'll come
he's
to you in a minute, Joel.
disappeared, or where he's went is just so dark that we can't see him.
It's too light, you can't see him.
Too light, we can't see him. Okay.
It's almost as if there's just like a perpetual flashbang that's gone off in this bit, and you can't see past this blinding light. You just hear in the background, he's flashed, he's flashed, he's flashed.
It's fucking requests!
Just turn around to the
He's one shot, he's one shot,
party
he's one shot.
Put a bed sheet around my head!
and, I'll follow suit.
Kellerorn
Just
follows
fuck
suit.
me!
I think the only thing we can do is fucking follow.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have options if you want. You can try other things, but
Nah, I'm a sheep. What do you
don't
mean?
feel bullied into doing something. Fair enough.
There's no peer pressure here,
the-
guys. You
The
Don't
sheep,
go into the light if
sheep
you don't
amongst the
want
light
to.
and walks through.
Of course, is going to let
This is the
everybody
god.
else.
Like, this you walk past as you die. Yeah, that's it.
Of course, is going to let everybody else walk
everyone's
through,
going through it.
and he's going to stop
Yeah.
and just look behind him and wait 2-3 minutes.
You wait 2-3 minutes, and the still air remains still.
Quit playing your
hung in
fucking games,
suspense.
and then I'll walk through.
And you walk through. Joel.
Ah, none of this shit again.
As you pass through this threshold of light, you step out into the amphitheater. You step out and you can see that you're in where you're probably initially planning on going, the large base, the stage area, so to speak, of the amphitheater. And you can see the seats and the rows of broken down wooden benches that have long since rotten and decayed, lying in wait for you. You can see there are 3 tunnel entrances proper. The one you just came from, the one that you believe you're walking through before you're teleported here, and a third one that's currently barred shut with a thick wooden door again, similar to one that you emerged from this chamber.
So there's 3 doors. One that I've just
The
come
one that you
from.
just came from.
Yep.
The one that you're walking through when you got teleported, when you had your vision ship.
All right, so the first
tunnel
door,
that you actually
the
came
first one we went
through
through,
from.
yeah.
And then this third
the
one
third
that you
door.
haven't been through yet. And as you sort of step there and look around your surroundings, suddenly Kelgorm just bumps into your back, or you're unsure where you are, Kelgorm, because you sort of bump into Joel as he's right there in front of you. And you guys sort of like, oops, sorry, mate. Just sort of walk around and shove each other away, sort of thing. And Lavender and Calanthier follow suit. Whilst you guys are waiting, there's 2-3 minutes before Falcoris comes. Is there anything that you guys want to do? Both whilst you don't have the captain around.
Investigate
I
the
just-
other door.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say just
can
have a
absolutely
wee
go
look
investigate the other door.
around. Look around the room till everyone's caught up.
You want to roll investigation on
Yeah,
that?
so
then?
if you
Is
could
it going to be
please, yeah.
shit, guys? I'm sorry. 15.
Can I investigate as
15.
well?
You may indeed.
23.
23.
So
Looking
far,
at this
expertise.
door, it is damaged. Heavy claw marks and scratches are raked across it. Even through the thick metal barriers that reinforce the door, they are scratched and gouged deep. And the door is unlocked.
Unlocked.
It is unlocked. It is closed, but unlocked.
Can Joel like open it and then just like swing it open, but like not go through yet? Just open
You
to see what's on the
swing it
other side.
open, and unlike this, or the door that you guys just came through, where there's this barrier of light, there is the opposite, a barrier of shadow. But the door pulls towards you, and as you pull it open, you thought the other side of the door was that side that you saw initially. Oh boy. This side is messed up beyond belief. The damage is extensive. You're surprised the door is even holding at any point at this stage in its life. And it's smeared in red. Thick red blood.
Human blood?
Blood.
Do I taste it? Do I taste it
I'll
to
just say
see?
No,
Joel
but-
will.
Calanthier,
Mm-hmm.
you do see the blood though.
Is this the blood that I was
You see-
smelling?
It's one of them. It's one of the sources that you can smell, but just remember what happens when you see red, Calanthier.
How do I even RP this? What the fuck?
It's up to yourself. You have we think about it.
His head just explodes. End of
He
character.
whips out the salt and pepper and just starts seasoning Joel.
Seasons Joe. Oh, how the turntables
He's
have
like-
turned.
He's gonna
Like
be
a ham,
"Who
where
got
cheese
up?"
have transformed into a giant ham.
Oh, so what's that? What's that? Story about the guy who was like executed over a fire, and he was like, "Guys, turn me over. I'm cooked on this side." As he's being cooked alive.
Calanthier, do you want me to help you out with this one?
No, I think I can. I think I can RP this.
'Cause I can... Okay.
It's just he'll see it. He won't say anything. And essentially he'll start like his hands will start shaking, for instance, and he'll drop his axe to the floor and then basically just collapse to the floor and just kind of fetal position, like holding his head, not saying anything, just sitting there shaking, like rocking back and forth very gently.
Yep. You
Not ideal.
all turn around as you go investigating the store. You, Kelgorm, sorry, I keep saying Kelgorm, Elleril, and Joel. Your attention is snapped back to reality away from the store as you hear the sound of metal clanging on the stone. As you see Canthir's axe drop to the ground, and you all observe as he says he's shaking. He's in the fetal position, rocking himself in a comforting manner back and forth. I will say it's at this point that Falcoris comes through. After a couple of minutes of you guys investigating the door and so on and so forth, Falcorison comes through to see again this sight before you.
Galanthea, what's wrong? What's going on here?
And Joel do a medicine check, I suppose.
Absolutely, just no response.
Galanthea?
You can certainly try to make some sort of medicine check, yeah?
Would it be medicine check that you want from this, or just to see what's wrong with it?
I'd say medicine. I would say you could either do medicine or insight. I'll give you one of those two ones, whichever you prefer.
They're both the same. They're both +8. I'll go with insight.
Yeah, my +8.
That's
good
the 27.
Oh, piss off. Calanthier is in a violent state of shock. He can't focus. His eyes, like you're looking in front of him, trying to grab his attention. His eyes are staring past you into the vivid distance, wherever it may be. It's almost like he said, no, he's staring into the void, but the void has stared back, and he is terrified.
Well, usually you relieve shock by lying them down and calling 999, but that's not going to work here.
Yeah, you pull out your iPhone. Shit, no signal.
I'll pull out my messenger pigeon and just give him a shake. Come on, buddy. He's fucked, boy. Put him back in my pocket.
Head lolls back and forth.
This is the dead pigeon he's just carrying around for no reason. It's not even a messenger pigeon. It's just one he found.
It's just
Like when I left the
calls
creed,
him. Joel assumes that all pigeons are messenger pigeons.
the day Joe left the Creed, as a prank, they gave him a pigeon, and it died like 2 weeks after he left. He's been carrying it this whole time. It's practically rotted at this point. He's like, come on, this usually works.
Because the problem is, Joel didn't realize that birds are real, but Joel thought birds were a creation of the Creed. So he assumed they were real.
Did you actually
Everyone's
just
just
get
watching
birds are made by the bourgeoisie joke? Are you genuinely serious?
Yes, I'm doing that. Joel believes the birds are made by the bourgeois Creed.
The government, the Rithel government made those birds. Joel pulls up this pigeon and just like, why does it work? It just throws it, just flops on the floor. He just shrugs and goes back to Calanthe. He's like, fly.
Anyways, staying away from the pigeon. It's kill me, pigeon, you are.
Release the pigeon.
Opens the cage door and nothing happens. Anyway. But yes, Calanthier
Pigeon
is...
CPR.
We've broken the chat voice. Anyway, Calanthier is in a state of, like I say shock is an understatement. Calanthier is virtually not present. His mind is that gone. From whatever he's seen, whatever has just happened to him, away. And he is scared.
Yeah.
You gotta do something, Joel. You gotta fuck around with a pigeon all day.
I'm just sorry. I think it was from Madagascar. He's trying to give CPR to the pigeon, and he's trying to do mouth.
Stop.
It's inflating like a balloon. It's gonna...
Right, let me get fucking Calanthier. I'll lift his head. I'll full on lift his head and look to see if he reacts, if his eyes react to mine, or like look in my direction. If not, of course, he's just gonna.
Nope. Make a wisdom saving throw, Calanthier, as you get slapped across the face.
What kind of saving throw? I couldn't hear it
Wisdom
over
saving
fucking
throw.
Birdman over here.
Wisdom, please.
Thank you.
Come on.
Release the pigeon.
Come on, Calanthea. This is just the bullshit she's putting in your mind. Oh, for fuck's sake.
4.
I
The
blame the
4?
pigeon.
The 4? It's almost like what you saw happens. The pain of Calcor slapping you, you are convinced further that what you saw is real. You're further into the imagery.
Just start like crawling away from Falcoris then.
No, man.
For fuck's sake.
Dude. Joel, do you have fucking lift curse or whatever?
For fuck's sake, guys. And then Joel will like chase after Calanthea across the arena.
Like a father trying to get a toddler.
It's like when his dog. It's like when your dog's chewing something, and you're like, "What's that in your mouth?"
Come here. Choose faster.
Calanthea's on all fours running. It's like a Benny Hill sketch,
Jesus
just
Christ.
back and forth. But
It's
Joel
not-
will try to remove curse anyway.
You run up to him and you place your hand and try and remove curse. Now let me see something about remove curse, because this may or may not matter.
It just says all curses affecting one creature end. It doesn't say there's a level, it just says it ends.
Counter, you snap back to reality.
Oh,
Hard.
goes gravity.
Almost like reality breaks before you again. And there goes the gravity. And you know what you saw.
Gravity.
You saw what you saw, and you felt what you felt, and you know, and that's what that pain was. But you have that white hot rage cool down sort of fucking thing in your body right now, where you're not too sure if you shake it from adrenaline, anger, the remains of fear, but you're present, and your affliction from the fog is removed.
Okay. He will stop shaking, he will focus, and he will get to at least one knee. Probably vomit. Just from the stress. I'm assuming, just from the
That's
shock.
probably fair to say, yeah.
Yeah.
She's put stuff in her mind for you to react to. It happened with me with rotten skin, which, by the way, I still have rotten skin in my mind. But
Yeah.
we've all been affected.
What did everyone else see?
Gonna breathe. I would rather not share what I saw.
That's fine.
Well, hopefully yours is resolved now. To it else, I dreamt last night about women.
Lucky you.
She was in a palace from a faraway land filled with sand, and she was crying. As I approached her, she turned to me and she was crying blood. I feel like I need to help her somehow. Do something to save her, but I don't know what.
Well, it's probably a load of bullshit she's put in your fucking mind. You realise that? Enough of
It's
the
like
fucking
this doesn't
games.
exist.
See the amphitheater? See the stage?
Mhm. Yeah.
Is it there? Is it broken? Like, what's the deal with it?
You can see there once was never an elevated wooden stage. You can see the remains of the stuff here, but on wooden floors, I should say, not pillars, telling lies. But again, it is now just the wood has been given way, either torn and removed or just rot, and you are standing on a earth and stone base where the wood would have been placed upon.
Of course, we'll go to the center of it, as if like is on stage center, center stage
Mhm.
type thing.
Yep.
And he'll just literally stand there, look around, and just call out, "Right, Meyer, where are you? Come on. You apparently fixed all the fates of us to come together. Well, we're fucking here now. Show yourself. Enough of the games. It's getting ridiculous now. You know why we're here, and you want to talk to us as well. Just show yourself."
There's a pause. Oh, Falcoris. When you gonna learn patience?
You're the one that made me fucking forget my patience.
Now, I never did that. Y'all done that yourself, boy.
I wasn't the one to put
Don't
this one
go
in my
blaming
head.
me for wrong fates. I did do that. Blame me for that. Not your own flaws. And you look around, and all of you hear this. All of you hear this voice of Madame Meyer. But it's omnipresent. It's just around you. She's both simultaneously whispering in your left ear, but you're right, above, behind. She's also shouting from far away. The voice just is.
Why?
Be specific.
Why us? Why twist our fates as you try to show us? What's the meaning behind this? What do you gain out of it?
More than you'll ever know. I deal with cards on a table far bigger than the one you play on. The games I play, they change everything. Don't think yourself as pawns, of course. Y'all be very valuable pieces to me. Y'all five be the cards I've kept close to my chest for a long time. Y'all be the cards I've kept close to play when I'm ready to strike. So when the world steps in to try and intervene, I help. She looks to Joel. You're welcome for saving your life, by the way. She looks to Calanthier. You're welcome for me letting your magic stay and not get lost to a chapter in a history book. She looks to Falcoris. I'm sorry for the loss of your friends, but you're welcome for what's to come. Looks to Elleril. I'm sorry for your brother, but you must know that without his sacrifice, many more would have died. And him need that push to be the hero the land deserves. Looks to Lavender lastly. And you're welcome for not dying a premature death yourself at the reckless hand of your mother. I've gotten very Northern Irish again, I'm sorry.
You say you play
Look,
games.
Jim Irish is hard, right? Mm-hmm.
You said you play games. That we're your precious cards. What are you trying to win?
You think that my metaphor too literal?
Well,
There
I'm just...
be strings. I know you only work with the information I'm given. I forgive you. I sometimes forget that y'all don't see the world I see it.
And why did you tie another soul in mine?
Now them a sad story, that one. Maybe she'll tell you one day. I've given her that ability now. Accidental, might I add. Me didn't want to take her mind deliberately. Just kinda happened. But her soul was in danger. And I was late. One of my flaws. One time where I slipped up. So I'm save her soul and intertwine it with yours. Not my original plan.
Well, if we're all together by your hand, then the only thing that I can see that's in my fucking periphery, never mind the supernatural piss you're giving us, is the Shadowfell's fucking invasion. Is that part of your game?
Him could be. I'm not like balance be disrupted. But again, don't think so small.
The Great Reclaimer. Is that one of your enemies?
Him be meddling where he shouldn't be. He's poking around some things I'd rather him not poke around. He doesn't even know it himself yet.
Why assemble us? Why did you want us all to be here at this moment? And why did you push for it?
Did you just say this is Matt speaking, did you say why'd you push luck?
Why did you push for it? I said.
For it, sorry. Okay, thank you. Just want to make sure I hear you right. Excuse me. Again. Y'all fates are precious to me. In your own individual rights, y'all can achieve greatness. So why not bring y'all together? And let you grow together. And y'all become more powerful together than you'll ever know. And you'll go and die one day, as all mortals do. And you'll never quite know what you did.
The final say. What does he have to do with this?
Him have many things to do with lots of things. For the most part for me, he's a thorn in my side. I wish would have stayed dead longer. I knew one day someone would come to reclaim him. Make the soul whole. But again, even with my foresight and my vision, fate can be muddy to see through. So I didn't foresee it happening now. Which again has drawn my strings and my fates in other directions, but we'll make do and repair.
The dragons.
But y'all came seeking me out. Oh, you got more questions, I see.
That's why we're here. The dragons. What's their play in this?
Which ones? There be many dragons in this world, Falcoris.
The ones that are all heading to the same direction.
There be rumors upon the wings of dragons. Some wish to seek it, defend it, awaken it. It'll be interesting to see which one wins.
Are they heading towards the dragon door?
Ah, y'all heard the door. Yes, I'll give you that one. Rumors of the door has once again come to surface.
We're fighting on many fronts. You're the one that brought us together. What's the one we should focus on?
No. Where be the fun in that? I'm not gonna tell you how to run your destiny. I just set up the initial pieces. Y'all want to set your destiny, you do it. You go wherever your thoughts and instincts tell you.
We've already deprived us of that choice.
Have I now?
By the interest in free will.
Y'all got free will. Y'all can leave. Y'all can stay. I'm just protect my interest.
I was ready to leave.
And you could even still die if you really want to. If you decide tonight to throw yourself off a roof to prove a point, I'm not intervene.
Who are you really? Powers
Who
beyond
am I
control of
really?
flesh. So tied with destiny, fate.
There you go. There's certain elements in this world that y'all call things that happen. Fate. I be fate. I have sisters and brothers. I've got love as a sister, for argument's sake. I've got luck, another sister. I've got war as a brother. I've got many brothers and sisters, and yes, I am serious. Physical manifestations. And I'm fate.
Matt, just
Hello.
what she said there, would you allow me a history check? Can I see if any of these connections are to the old gods? Thinking of Bodin.
Sure, make
of
a
war, if there's any relation
make a
there.
history check, sure.
Or religion if you prefer. I'm better with history.
I'd say with your knowledge, I'd say either or. I'll give you the ability to do either or.
Nat 20 for 27 history.
Oh shit, son. It's weird. The books themselves don't really reference anything exact, but they do speak. And again, you don't know that off the top of your head, and it's one of the things that's a bit cloudy right now, even natural. There are certain, especially during the wars, when everything fell out, mainly towards the tail end, when the gods and the titans sort of realized that the mortals had their own cards at play, that faith wasn't everything anymore. And it's through this disbelief, it's through this change of this shift in the power, the powers that be, that certain things manifested out of mortal creation without mortals even knowing. And there are certain things like Lady Luck was rumored to be birthed out of this. The Hands of Fate. These familiar expressions that even we all know about are rumored to be more than just expression.
You're an old god. Hands of
No,
fate.
I'll not be a god. I'm not be a god.
There's those that believe in you, like a god.
Maybe once
How
upon
are
a
you
time.
through their belief? And what would you have with us?
Again, you came here to me. What would you have of me? How can a twist of fate help you? I'm open to making deals. Always. And with that, you guys can see. Sorry to interrupt you there, sorry.
No, sorry.
But with that, you can finally see the peak of the amphitheater. Where the stage, not the stage area, where the audience area is as it lines up and up and up. The very tip top in the very center, a figure. Long, feminine frame, with the arms and legs that are slightly, well, more than slightly out of proportion to what they should be. Dark, sickly grey leathery skin that clings to the skull. Wide eyes. Very small pupils. Dirty, matted black hair that sticks to the face. Raggedy clothes caked in dirt, mud, and leaf. And Joel, you take a few steps back.
Because she's Wendigo.
This isn't the... This isn't the Wendigo that you saw in your dreams. But it's very similar.
She be a Wendigo.
Why'd you leave the dogs? What you showed us was true.
Hmm?
Those fucking disastrous things. Why'd you leave them here if they were so cold, out of the realm?
Unfortunately, I'm not be able to send them home. Their home doesn't really exist. Where them came from, they're the land between lands, place between place. When the people from the Shadowfell were put here without their intentions, magic hadn't been used that well, and it ripped a void and damaged the fibers, and they slipped through by accident. But the void repairs itself very quickly, so unfortunately I can't send them back. But y'all did just fine without me. She takes a few steps down from the top of the stairs and begins to make her way down to the stage area. And Joel, forgive me for putting this in your mouth, but you begin to shimmy back. Every time she's walking down, you're further back until you find your back pressed against the...
Joel will be shaking slightly. Very sweaty hands on his sword.
What about a deal? You can
Alright.
show us a way into the Shadowfell and get us there. We could hunt down the final say. Or the great reclaimer. I said that more eloquently.
In roleplay, you did, yes. And in return,
To fight this thorn in your side.
y'all surely die.
In return,
Hmm?
in return, you can finally take a bit of the fate that you took away from me at first. Restore your original timeline. By the sounds of it, I wasn't in your plans originally. What was it you said? You were late?
I done let down the voice in your head, yes.
Someone like you, fate, destiny. Pretty sure you would rather have it smoothed out, no kinks along the way.
Hmm. She licks her lips, leaving very thick trails of saliva behind. Now that do be very tempting.
On one promise,
However... Hmm?
if you do, Lucia Grimslayer goes back to normal and lives a life here. You take me instead.
Hmm.
Our fate. I don't know what
No,
my fate was.
That... that done be the problem. I can't steal from my brother death. She be gone. She's, well, not strictly true. Her body be gone. Me brother thinks he's passed her over. Could even fake the soul to convince him. But she's alive in you. Unfortunately, I can only remove her. I can't take her anywhere else apart from the after. The second she leaves you, me brother would find her and come collecting.
Does your brother not thirst after me?
No.
What would it take for you to help us get to the Shadowfell then?
Well, what you're asking for is big. You want to cross planes, and crossing planes is possible. It's very possible. But y'all need more than just... You can go to, and I hope y'all know this, Horizon, or any magical city in this lands, and pay someone to, off the record, take you somewhere. Y'all didn't come here to me, I'm hoping anyway, just to simply get that toll paid. I'm hoping you came here for something more interesting. Don't be... What did I say to you, Elleril, when I met you all those times ago? Don't be boring.
Most of us came here from education.
Yeah.
You seem to know what we're planning. Before we even know that we're planning. What are the dragons planning?
Separate goals. As I say, some seek to defend the door, keep it hidden, and others seek to crack it open and see what's inside.
Who is calling them that?
Now, calling there is not strictly true. The ones you should be worried about, the ones who seek to do a little bit of harm, disrupt the balance, are the invaders. They seek to disrupt this. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be overly keen if them doors were opened wrongly. But I think that goes for anybody who lives this side of the plane.
But we have 3 different ones. We have the Shadowfell looking to invade. We have a possible dragon fucking god or some shit that could come through that door. And then we also have a champion of a god running havoc on another continent right now.
Pick your battles.
How do I kill the final say?
Little Joel. Now that be information I'm willing to share. For trade.
What do you want?
I'm an eternal being with nothing but time on my side. There's nothing I particularly crave. I just like hearing what you have to offer. What you're willing to put yourself through. She closes the gap to you, Joel. And I mean she is nose to nose. How far you're willing to go.
As far as it takes. I've got nothing to lose.
Then make me an offer.
Joel.
But I will tell you one little sneak peek. You'll not like my answer.
That's for me to decide.
Very true.
What would an eternal thing you want?
I'll give you the same advice I gave to your little prince friend over there. Don't be boring me now. Make it worth me time.
When you give an immortal fucking...
Whatever you offer, Joel, will come with a price. More so than what you offer.
It's worth it. Oh shit. If I can knock my setup, it's worth it. I'd offer my soul, but I think the Raven Queen has a claim on that.
You'll need that for your answer anyway.
To be fair, I think she
What
just
if I
gave you
could
your
give you-
answer. You don't even have to give her
What if I
anything.
give you a wish?
You'll give me a wish.
What if I
Now
give
that's
you one
very
wish?
powerful magic.
Just one wish. One wish for one answer.
And how would you be giving me the wish?
I will... I don't know who's got it. I will hold up my hand to whoever's got the... thingy-mablob. Hand thing, goblin hand. I don't know who's got it.
You don't know, and neither does Joel.
Oh, fuck, it was one of you two. It was... Is it the bag of holding?
There's fucking one of you.
Alright, I'll turn to Metabar. We have the goblin hand. If I have used it, it already works, so we know it works.
Oh, it always worked. It always worked.
Well, we have it.
An interesting piece. I hope you're not trying to trick me, little Joel.
And how would I be doing that?
Well, I do know how that hand be working. The wisher, terrible consequences will happen.
Well, then you better
So
be
here
careful
about
with your
this, then,
wish.
Joel. How about this, Joel? You make a wish for me, and I'll give you the information. You wish upon that hand. Your second wish. Reap the consequences for me. And I'll give you everything you'll need to know.
Joel, she already gave you your
Before I-
answer.
Telling me my soul is involved doesn't help. Do I sell it? Do I give it? Do I die?
By the sounds of
It's
it,
not helpful.
you'll have to give over your fucking soul. Well,
I
she
think
said
the
you won't
champions
like it.
The champions claimed plenty of souls, but who do I give it to? Where? We need information. And unless anyone can beat giving her a wish,
Do what you want.
I admit you're not boring.
just one question about the hand. Is it bound to whoever made the first wish?
No.
Is it bound to me?
Y'all just... No. Any y'all can use the hand and wish upon it. But y'all get to back.
Right. So
So Joel, this is your second Joel.
and you swear to give me the information I need. It will be accurate. It won't be shrouded in riddles. It will be truthful.
Hand on heart.
Do you have one?
Metaphorical.
Then we have a deal. And I will go to. I think it's of course a fucking has it. No. Kellegorm stole it. I'm gonna check Kellegorm's ass and see if it's still up there.
Gotta love those prison wallets, you know?
Progressive dirt. If I had it, I would not give it to you. But I did not have it.
Of course.
If he tries to
I will
search
read-
me, I'm going to fight him on it. I will go invisible and hide behind one of the pews.
Take your trousers off, boy.
Give me snow, boy.
Joel's putting on the rubber gloves. It's time for your check. It's medicinal fisting.
It's medicine time. Wear you like a puppet.
I was going to say something, but we'll move on. I'll ask fucking price for it.
And why do you think I have it? And why would you think I would give it to you after what's happened already?
Because there's one of. Because this wish will be on me. My soul, my consequences.
Oh, the wish was on you already, but ended up being my consequences too.
I'd argue the wish was on the table.
You're not making a strong case, Joe.
Listen, if anyone else has a better idea, just give me the damn hand. Is my detect magic still up? Can I see the fucking hand?
Last 10 minutes. I say we're past that point now. The conversation we've been having, it's past that 10-minute mark.
Okay, can Joel cast it again? Just not
If you
ritual,
just want
just
to
cast
spend, you're
it.
gonna,
Just fucking cast it.
you can cast it, yeah.
I think, what was that level? Was that level
No.
2?
Hang
Hang
on.
on, let me just...
Oh, hello. Hello, will have something to say quickly, Joel.
What would you ask Joel to wish for?
Aw. You don't want spoilers. Shame.
I think it's only fair, given the circumstance.
You've already fucked with my destiny once.
It'd be a personal wish, of course. It'd be a meaningful wish to me. I'd be wishing for help. For someone. That's all you're getting.
You can carve destinies and change fate. And bring us all together by fucking around and tying souls together and making sure others don't die and all that. And you can't even ask us to help you. What a poor soul you really are.
Oh, don't go getting sarcastic with me now, Falcoris.
I'll put my hand into the bag and I'll pull out the fucking goblin hand.
Joel will kind of snatch it out of Falcoris's hands. Would
You
like
take
the
this.
magic word?
The consequences are on your fucking head. And if any one of
I
us
know.
get hurt, Joel, I'll put you in a fucking grave myself. You understand that?
Give it a shot, we'll see what happens.
Well,
Don't just
last
give me
time I
the
knocked you the fuck out. So take this. Next time I'll put my sword through your fucking throat. And I'll fucking chuck him the hand. Your
Joel will just like
consequences.
smile at Falcoris while he's saying this. Joel's just doing that, like, you know, the cocky, like when the villain does that cocky, like, aw, kind of smile.
You can smile all you want, Joel. Last time I remember you were face first on the fucking floor knocked out.
With a dagger in my side, but by the by.
Let's see,
And
you
Joel
have
will-
another one in there.
Joel will turn to Madame Meyer. Can I ask one more thing? The
I
visions
can't
we
promise
saw,
an answer.
the visions I assume you showed us, were they true or twisted?
Every second be true. Not one bit of them would lie.
In that case, I have another score to settle.
I insight check that. I want to see if she's lying.
Absolutely.
Can I insight
Make an
check as well?
insight check.
'Cause
Alright, just fucking
Sure.
hell.
You guys
The whole
just forgot
time-
insight
Anyone
checks
goes
were a thing?
insight check?
It's not Joel's
24
forte.
for me.
How much? Sorry, LML?
24.
24.
30-20 for
I'd be
me.
inclined to believe it anyway.
I got a 16. She isn't bad.
16. No, it's not bad at all. Joel and Lavender, you guys rolling or?
Joel's not making one.
Fair enough. 11 they are.
It's a natural 20 for me.
Ooh, shit!
Bruh.
Despite the fact her shady nature, her shady persona, the twisting of words, the attitude, you feel she's telling the truth. What she showed you was true.
Okay then. What's your wish?
Jewel, I want you to wish for my brother's mind to be repaired.
Which brother?
The hand will know. The brother of Madame Meyer. His mind's to be repaired.
Joel will shrug and say, I wish that the brother of Madame Meyer, his mind was repaired.
The hand that you hold, the fingers, and point with very like fractal, sudden movements to the door that's been caked in red and blood.
Oh,
there's a small
fuck, I know what
wave
this is. Oh,
There's a small wave that. And then the hand goes back to an open palm again. She breathes in. Thank you, Joel. Y'all might not like me saying this, but you are actually a very kind person. Reckless.
Just tell me what
Now,
information
tell
I
it at
need.
my end. Of course. I'm a person of honor. What y'all need is your soul intact first, which y'all currently have, which is why I couldn't accept it as payment. Y'all need to forge 3 items. Your own helm, your own sword, your own suit of armor. You'll need to have them all blessed by your Queen of Ravens. And then you'll need her to split your soul into those 3 items. Become the champion of the Raven Queen. There can only be one seat upon that throne. And once you dethrone him, then you can kill him. But doing so, y'all may never return. Your soul, your mind, your body will be a slave to her beck and call. Or, if she chooses to split you up again, like she did with her first champion, whoever rebuilds you. You'll
I'll
be
take my
nothing but a
chances.
drone. You'll lose free will.
Yeah, I sent you.
But as you like saying, I saw, and you absolutely can do that. Joel, is your basically as soon as you cast Wish and had that realization of oh fuck, Falcorus, and I'm not even gonna make a save, snatches the goblin hat.
Yeah, you can have it.
But as you like saying, Joel, or maybe what you like to say before, when do the ends justify the means?
When indeed.
Anybody else like to make me a lovely little deal?
I have a question, if you're willing to answer.
Depends how interesting your question is.
Your abstract, your fate.
Hmm?
Does that mean that all abstract concepts are close to you?
Not all. No.
Well then,
Some are closer than others. Some get along better with others. But we all play our part in the world, and we all know not to intervene too much.
but they all have
We are
physical forms.
yes. They all exist.
Okay. And is the matriarch of blood magic one of these concepts?
No. There be no manifestation for the schools of magic or any of their kin. Y'all have your leaders in history, of course, but them be real mortal people.
So you don't know who gives blood its power?
It be arcane in nature. But arcane itself, before it had its shackles, was a wild. It rode the worlds and the plains like a wildebeest, free and wild. And it was mortals that shackled and tamed it, brought it to heel, and then split it. So the soul of arcane, if you want to call it that, has been broken that many times and forged and crafted. Hard to really tell where it comes from. Apart from where our magic comes from, which is raw a long dead entity.
Well, then I have no more questions. Unless you have more information that you don't want to give
I
out
think
without
you're-
a deal, I suppose.
No, just remind you, I think your vision gave you enough to really think on. Maybe.
He once told me that you've seen every timeline, every possible outcome. Falcor's mentioned we have 3 major threats.
Mm-hmm.
Aria, the Shanfell, and the Dragon Town. What threat is likely to happen first?
Can you make a persuasion check for me, please?
While he's in that, can I just clarify, when you said the armor, did you say I had to forge 3 items?
You had to forge
So
a
like,
helm,
I can't just
armor,
like-
and a sword.
I can't just like use my own stuff. I have to forge it then.
That's what she said.
Okay. Joel's not a blacksmith.
Nat 18 for 18.
And that 18 for an 18. Good to know. She runs a taloned finger across your jawline and sort of flicks off the chin, almost cutting skin, but not quite. Now you've been quite entertained, watching your fate, that of your family, and you honored your deal with. So I consider that paid, by the way.
I live up to my word.
Think you've earned You did. You've earned yourself a freebie. All events, all of these 3 singularities lead to one, should any of them fail down a certain path. I call it... No, you're not ready for that. That's my little secret, my little pet project. But if you'll ask me which one I've got my eye on the most, it'd be them doors in the mountain. Until recently, I'd have put that bottom my list, but with a certain intervening force, Cataclysm is sure to follow.
It looks like we're heading north.
You know, do we even know whether this dragon door is?
Oh. Even I'm not know that one completely sure. Just to be hidden in the mountains. Some things were hidden outside my reach when I was but a young being. That be one of them. So I'll be curious to see if you find it.
Then I suppose.
As you guys will stand there, in this sort of silence and looking around, from the bloodstained door, you hear footfalls emerge from the tunnel. Bup, bup,
Oh dear.
bup, bup. Bup, bup. And a voice calling out. Weak, weary, Sister? Are you out there? My mind. It grows clear once more. My feral nature, it subsides. I'm whole again, sister. Can you let me out, please? I would like to see you.
The
You
door's
see
open,
the
wasn't it?
madam. There's still that dark shadow barrier.
Ah, I don't like this.
She looks around. And as she's turning her head, she does give you, Joel, a little side eye. An appreciative look. Of course, brother. She waves a hand. And the shadows fall. And Joel, your phobia kicks in. Hard.
Fucking knew it.
Standing there in the doorway is exactly what you saw, Joel. Again, similar to the lady herself, Madame Meyer. Elongated limbs that are just far too long to be natural. Grey skin. Naked, unlike Madame Meyer, who is clothed in raggedy rags. This is a naked man standing there. But his face is, again, the leather skin is pulled tight against the skull. We can actually see where the eye sockets rest, and the eyes just hover within, held in by muscle. You can see the nose is very Voldemort-esque, where there's actual no nose, but more slits that sit in the skull itself. And inside the mouth is teeth, but they're sharp, and they're bloodstained. And as he reaches over, these fingers curl around the door frame, long nails, dirty and red. Same on his toes as well. Nails that look like talons. Ah. Ah. Good to see the outside again. Clearly, of course. Good to see you, sister. Clearly, of course. It's good to see you, Joel. Clearly. Of course.
Joel's already like pressed right up against the wall. You can't go back any further.
No, you're trying to bury yourself in, like you wish you had fucking stone shape at this point to make yourself into the wall.
Oh, I do, but I'm not using that, so I'm out of slot.
And this figure steps out and steps next to his sister. And just stands there and regards you all with a curious look. The madam turns back to you all. Again, Joel, you have my thanks. It'd be good to have my brother back. Well,
What's his name?
y'all know a name gives you power, right?
Well, we know your fate.
Yeah.
Your brothers with death, love, and luck. So which one's he?
He be none of them. Him be... When we were spawned in this world, born of mortal creation, something happened with me I've never quite been able to work out. But it's almost like my soul, as it was born, like twins in a womb, when one egg becomes two, just split. I was given all the power, and my brother here was not. The only thing he was blessed with was eternal life such as I.
So he has no name.
Oh, he has a name. He chose his own name, unlike me and the others who were given them by the mortals. He was able to choose his own. But again, it's been so long, hasn't it, brother, since you've been able to speak your name. Why don't you say it? My brother looks over and you don't know why, but he looks at his hands. He looks and he runs them over his chest and his naked body. My name. God. Oh, this is going to sound and feel so good. Joel and friends. My name is Urine Bound. Oh, beautiful. And it is a pleasure. UNIR, then bound.
Oh, right. I thought you said something else.
One word. No, I know you thought I said like piss bound, you fucker, but he's not
Yeah.
that.
That's what I thought you said. How do you spell? Sorry,
UNIR, then how you would
Yep.
normally spell bound. Or one word.
Unirbound.
And it is the ultimate pleasure to meet you all.
You going to try and kill me again? Prey on little kids again?
No, I do apologize about that. I was not myself. I was lost. But now you freed me. So you have my thanks.
Yeah, don't mention it.
I suppose there's no need for me to prey on the fear of those children anymore. Rest assured I'll release them from my grip. They shall have sweet dreams once again.
And just as long as you stay out of mine. I've got enough to do.
So I overheard. The Raven Queen champion. How daunting of a task. If you need any help along the way, ask.
You wouldn't happen to know how to forge armor, would you?
No, these aren't a craftsman's hands, sadly, Joel.
And why would we ask you when your sister has all the power?
Well, there's power and knowledge, and then there's action. You might have noticed that my dear sister here likes to meddle in the shadows, twist the strings of fate from behind a screen. I have no such ties.
You like to fight and hunt, if I remember.
Oh yes, always have.
You know, I'll keep it in mind.
Do you intend
Is there
to
going to
hunt?
be a hefty price?
And so you ask me to fight. But rest assured, you have an ally in me, Joel. Joel. It feels good to say your name. I like it on my tongue. Joel.
I'll turn to the others. Are we done here?
I'm so enough.
I don't think we're quite done at all with these two. But for now, yes.
Very well. If y'all want to leave, just head back through the tunnel you came into this theater for the first time. You'll be back in the Green Grove. Be careful.
That thing that made the fog, that made us see things and feel things. Was that you?
Hmm. Did you really need to ask such a dumb question?
Why would you do that if you wanted to meet us?
Couple of reasons. Y'all must understand I created that wall millennia ago. It helps disorientate unwanted guests. But those who are true of conviction and who really want to see me pushes them, shows a little bit of dedication. But when y'all go through that tunnel, whatever ails your minds will be released.
Well then, I'll gesture to the tunnel with everyone else, shall we?
In my head, I'll ask Calypso, or well, should I say Lucia?
E.
Lucia,
Oops, sorry, yeah. Sorry, new name.
do you need me to ask her anything before we leave?
No,
Are you sure?
no, I want to get out of here. I have answers. More than I've had since you and I met. I need to figure out these ones first before I can figure out the next questions.
Alright. Then off we go. And I'll say that out loud.
Y'all travel safe. Y'all look out for each other now. Don't fight too much. And if you ever need anything... And Joel, as you're trying to take a step away, a hand rests on your shoulder. Gnarled fingers go around, and even through your thick armor, you can feel the claws dig slightly. Just ask.
Joel is very pale. Everyone can see it, like paler than normal. Joel is not happy.
Well, on you go, friends. Travel safe, as my sister says. And I'm sure one word we'll meet again.
It's a pleasure meeting you, dear Herbert. Your
And
sister
I,
killed my
you.
brother. Your sister killed my brother. I hope she doesn't have to suffer as I have. I'll courteously bow and take my leave.
Whilst laughing, he bows, returning it.
As we leave,
And you
I'll-
all...
oh sorry. Yeah, I'll catch up with
I was gonna ask
Kelegorm.
you all go, but if you...
Yeah, I'll catch up with Kelegorm as we're thing with, and an elven, really low whisper will just be like, "Oh, we're gonna have to end up killing him one day. I can feel it in my fucking bones."
Also reply in an Elven. I would take great pleasure.
And as I say that, an elven still whispering it, I will say, "And I know you can fucking hear it, Maya." And I'll just keep walking.
Very well. Is there anything else anybody would like to do before we leave this place? Do or say?
Just leave.
Very well.
Fuck off, yeah, spooky
You all-
bitch.
One by one, go through the tunnel. And as you guys are walking with your back turned, you know there are two sets of eyes that regard you as you leave. But you feel this pull as you go through the tunnel. This sucking sensation of your mind. And everything goes As you've always, if you're looking through a kaleidoscope, the weird shapes and patterns and lights that come through that all begin to come around you. And almost like a swarm of insects smash into you. And as it dissipates into a cloud of dust around, you look around your frames where you are. And you're back in the Green Gorge Forest. And as you look over your shoulder, you can see a large wisping wall of fog behind.
Oh, it's the dragons first.
We
If
fail
we're-
one of these 3 tasks, I feel like there'll be a calamity.
I don't think we'll be there to figure that out if we fail any of them, because we'll probably be dead, let's be honest.
Well, we still have to help the Creed. And then work out the dragons.
They said that the dragon door was in the north, up in the mountains, roundabout. The
Oh,
only...
Somewhere,
Is that correct?
you know, s-
The mountains
somewhere
up north,
between-
correct? Yeah.
Indeed, yep.
we know it's somewhere in between the north and the south of Aldia. Which
It's a
is
mountain range in Lorenthal.
north. Yeah.
How hard to be
The
to
legend
find?
basically was that. So the legend basically was that as the first dragon fell from the sky when it was defeated, it landed on the ground and created the mountain ranges that right now the Thunderbrands call home.
Gonna
Oh.
say,
Yeah.
fucking, like,
Fucking Yoli.
How hard can it be
You
to find?
may-
There'll be dragons kicking about everywhere, right?
Except for the fact no one's
Point of
ever found
reference,
it.
by the way. Just a quick point of reference. As Madame Maya did promise, all your mental afflictions cease. Fuck course, you don't feel that itch of your
Oh,
skin anymore.
Finally.
Finally,
Joel,
Jesus.
you feel a bit
Fucking
calmer.
Christ. This has got me in a mess. That affliction has got me so fucked up.
Get to share? Don't have to
Right.
if they want to.
No, it's fine. Just for context,
my one was fucked.
Joel's affliction was that he became incredibly reckless and had the urge to do things that were unlucky or stupid.
Well, he did.
Hence why Joel is now made a deal with Madamar using the goblin hand, went
Yep.
through every door first, just walked off from everyone, and made every wrong decision possible
Yep.
since he got there.
I kind of guessed that, like, a wee bit in. When you were just like, I'm just gonna go. And I was just like, I
Yeah.
started being like,
I didn't.
oh, right, yeah, okay, right.
It was just Joel being stupid, and then it got to that stage where it's like Madamar's making a deal, and obviously the rational part is don't make a deal, don't make a deal, don't make a deal. But I was like, Joel's reckless right now. Joel's gonna make a deal. So Joel's fucked. Just
Maybe.
So, I believe the plan is to go and fucking help the Creed with inner problems. And then we're going hunting dragons.
You'll also get your chance to kill the Thunderbrands, probably. The only settlement that I remember being up in the mountains is the Suntop Monastery. The one that is now home to the Thunderbrands.
Very much like to stop by the monastery. But what do we need to do for the Creed? We kind of left it open-ended.
Help them win
maybe
their
we
little...
should ask.
And
Oh, sorry.
they said they would call on us when they needed help.
maybe we should just ask them what they need.
I mean, we did. We offered them resources.
Okay, so as a reminder, did they say to us they'll contact us?
I believe the thing was they will contact you as when they're ready, but again, you approach them first if need be. Mary Silversong was just simply saying that she needs to get some affairs in order first and contact other leaders to work out who our allies actually are before she launches an assault. So she's in diplomatic talks right now, trying to assess where allegiances may be and who can be swapped.
And I've basically kind of secured a bit of an extra force with the commander for the fucking Creed, right? So
And
technically,
again, they're
then
waiting for your go, basically.
I'm waiting for my go. Well, fuck! I just told them to be ready for the Creed to meet up at the Great Everby.
Again, it'll be easy for you to relay that, obviously, and get
Yeah.
word out. And again, we were saying that we were joking earlier, but there are ways to send messages. Also, you can find wizards spells
Pigeons.
at a price. And there are genuine things like carry pig as your messenger hawk, so you can send birds. But again, as you know, Falcoris mid-battle, so there are sorcerers who can send messages, and you can pay them to do that.
I think, and feel free to interject. It's worth heading north anyway. I think probably the best place to stop off initially. It's a newly established holdout for your company, Falcors. We can see how they're getting on, how they're set up, and it's likely that those recruits that the Rocknors sent to scout the north, they might have sent word there by the time we reach. It's just in the mountains of north of Dorhill, if I can remember correctly. Then we can head to the Suntop Monastery and then venture north from there.
You have quite a personal gain in this. Is everybody else ready to go north?
I don't see why not.
Then let's go.
I will say though, if the monastery is completely overrun,
Well, I
think-
have. Let's just hope they got out, or at least there's some of them alive in there.
let's hope. I think it's
Yeah.
best maybe scouting the monastery for who occupies it.
It's the only landmark. If we're going to seriously look for this dragon door, we need something.
I think if the Thunderbrands are there, we skirt around it. It's already lost. I have a feeling this dragon door. I think a lot of time to find out is lost. I'm not sure how much time we have left.
And why are we standing here chatting? Let's get on the move. Come on.
Get behind these boys.
On a double.
Can I
So,
I didn't bring my gym kit, sir.
tell
Yeah,
you the
skivvies.
map
yep.
and then point out kind of north towards like Muir Reach? Heading that way. If we, instead of going back to Balo, we essentially go around the Great Everby and direct Calanthir, being like, map man, help.
Map, man.
He's a map man.
Yeah,
so again-
that would work. That wouldn't be like impossible.
No, it's actually quite easy. For instance, trying to navigate back towards Baylor would be actually shorten the journey if you went to the big tree.
Big tree.
Victory.
Yeah.
And going for this new holdout first, I believe. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
So you're looking for Rocknar soldiers then, yeah? Or
No, just
Oh,
the
sorry,
new Mirage
yes.
unit, the new base for it.
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Where was that established again? That was
A little bit north of Dorhill. in the mountains there.
I see. Wasn't. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Carry on. Sorry.
Door
Carry on.
Hill. Nothing bad's ever happened in Door Hill before.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm thinking Thorhill wasn't good, was it?
that's where my brother died.
And the tour guide is really
But
depressing.
you guys,
Wasn't Thorhill an opposing member of the Creed at the moment?
No, that's Dareem.
so you know, again, I believe, again, if I'm not mistaken, what Madam Mar, Mary told you, definitely the Great Everby is her strongest enemy right now.
Yeah, I remember that.
Utaurus is somewhat in the middle. She needs to decide. Dareem is in more of allegiance with the Everby. They have ties there, but they're not outright aligned. So there's a chance to sway, but again, they are more Everby.
And
And
Thorhill?
she needs to work out how deep. I don't actually believe she mentioned Door Hill.
Well, I don't
actually
have
remember if
anything
she
written
mentioned that.
down about it, so.
We'll retcon it and basically say that she would have mentioned the allegiance with Door Hill has always been shaky for anybody. The Door Hill people kind of went. I don't use word went rogue because they kind of all did at the end of the day, but the Door Hill one being aligned with Pavmar always tries to sort of fight back against the Pavmar establishment and be like, yeah, look, we can challenge what you guys can do. It's the whole like anything you can do better attitude. They're a very stubborn bunch. So they're fickle. And Mary's concerned that that stubbornness and that attitude can get anyone into trouble. And it's basically a spark that she'd rather not ignite. So she's got to tiptoe around them very carefully.
Your mic's cutting out a wee bit.
We
No.
got the key information, don't worry. We
Yeah,
got.
got the key information, but we got there eventually.
Sorry.
So,
Sorry.
Thorhill is fickle, anything we can do at the bear, so maybe we should avoid the Creed when we go there. Just saying. But I'm assuming we're good to double time up there.
Yeah. Sprint.
On the double, come on, let's move. No slacking behind. You as well, Brownie, move. Come on.
Brownie's not here.
Oh fuck, we do need to go back to Vale.
Oh, he's leaving Vale?
Yeah, we
Well,
left.
that's where Brownie is.
And all the horses.
Oh, yeah, shit, so they are.
Oh yeah, horses. You got to pay
I
for
like
it.
to picture we're like halfway to Thorhill and we're like, oh fuck, turn around and go back.
I mean, Silvery
Plays
as well.
Lord of the Rings in reverse.
I mean, Silvery's there as well, but I don't know if we really mind that he's away for a while.
It's been nice without him.
I mean, he
So,
was
of course,
so
you felt
angry
safer?
after. He was still so angry after being imprisoned. So.
Yeah.
Alternative plan. We go to Balo, get a boat to Stipine, and then walk from Stipine to the stronghold at Door Hill, then head north to Suntop Monastery.
Quit
That's
your
not too bad.
whining.
Well,
Quit your
that was-
whining, Prince. Come on. Get on a fucking horse. Come on.
So you guys make it through, pushing onwards. Now the only thing is, as you guys take camp in the Great Everby one night, just to go back on this, there's no need for watches and that sort.
Okay.
Again, you're high alert. You're cautious about creatures, beings, and anything else that could be on there. It's before you guys are taking your watch, before any of you are actually sitting down to get to bed. You're all sat around Joel's crockpot cooking whatever he's managed to. Probably an awkward silence is holding you guys as, you know, your own individual thoughts what's happened. There's a lot on your minds right now, as a group and individually. But can I get you all to make perception checks, please? And yes, if you want to use hearing or... Just assume that whenever I say that...
Natural 20 for 28.
Brilliant.
19.
I rolled a 10.
19, 10.
Fuck it. Sniffs in 19.
Sniffs in 19.
It's 19.
That wasn't nat 1 to begin with.
Joe and Lavender.
That's a nat 1 for Joel.
Beautiful.
That's 14 for Lavender.
Fantastic. Joe, you're too engrossed in your. You if anyone asks you, use the excuse that you're too busy focusing on players. Truth be told, your mind's wandering dark places and thoughts that haunt you a little bit and weigh heavy. The rest of you, keeping a somewhat watchful eye with the dangers that surround you. Canthia, I'd say this actually comes from your ears, not your smell, from your heightened senses.
Aw, man.
You hear something in the distance coming at great speed.
It's Silver.
Running, Silvery. Sprinting.
Yes, that's the terrifying part. Wings
Using
out
his
like the
wings
roots
like
out,
arms as well. It's like
Like 6.
playing the Doom music. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
it's like that photo of the frog
But-
running on 2 legs. Silver is just
It's not silvery. It's arguably worse. Arguably.
brownie.
Brownie. On steroids.
No.
Silvery riding brownie
You
on the
can-
horse.
You can hear this. It's not on ground level, nor is it in the canopy. Where this thing that is moving at speed is going from tree trunk to tree trunk to tree trunk. And is moving at such speed that it is just jumping from one to the other. And you can hear these large impacts of as it tears around the tree bark and leaping off to the other tree. And Canopy, you hear this first and bring it to the party's attention. And you guys can see off in the distance, not terribly far from you, a figure. Humanoid, grey skin, still naked.
It's
The
Piss Boy,
Wendigo.
isn't it?
It
you
is
can
the
hear-
piss man.
It's Piss Boy.
I'm gonna change his fucking name. You can hear as it passes by something unsettling. But even Joe, with the natural one, you still hear this. You don't see, but you hear. Yeah. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
We're gonna
You
have
can
to
just
kill
hear a
him.
trickle as he runs.
Just the liquid hit the ground.
It's a constant stream as he goes. He's marking all his territory.
He's not actually jumping. It's just a piss stream that's projecting him forward.
Just propellant.
It's like Iron Man, but with piss.
Little pea boy.
Enough of the P-boy.
We're
Try
calling
and make
him
a scary
P-boy.
monster.
You make a scary
But-
monster, you build him so much suspense, and then you call him piss bound. Like, what were you thinking was gonna happen?
Joel's dying next session. Right.
Anyway.
This session, he's not come back.
Joe's not
Gonna start with-
making the
Joel
next
had a
fucking
stroke.
session.
Yeah, quick record. He's jumping
Joel's
to the
not
lands on
making
Joel
decision.
and carries on.
He's actually riding a minecart that lands on Joel and kills him.
Oh my goodness.
The pissmobile.
Again. Anyway, I would like to thank all my lovely, lovely players again for joining us again to see what was happening after the cliffhangers of last week. And to you in chat, again, thank you for joining us this evening. Andy, was there any news in chat? Was there any
No,
shout outs, raids,
No.
or anything like that? That needs to-
no
to
need to
go?
do.
Brilliant.
But just one for us here. I would like to say congratulations to our 2 graduates.
Yep, congratulations.
Congratulations. Well done, guys.
Congratulations.
Finished off your unis.
Hard earned, well deserved.
Yes.
Mhm.
We live.
Up off.
we,
Yeah.
we live.
Off, Queens.
We live.
We live.
Hashtag.
Oh no, not I. I will survive.
But obviously, thank you in chat. Join us this Sunday. I'm going to steal Andy's lines here. Join us this Sunday for where our lovely host,
You're cutting
where
out
me
again.
and Ghost are players. Where me and Ghost are also players. But join us on Sunday, 7:30, British Standard Time. And tune in next week for the continuation. Andy, anything else?
Nope, just Discord, Discord, Linktree to go and look up our socials. We will be reading Dungeons and Dragons stream at the current moment. Just one that has a couple of viewers.
Brilliant.
So go in there and be respectful of the community, be kind to them, give them all the love, and I guess, yeah, I'll flip it back to you, DM, to say your goodbyes.
Cool. Thank you for the flippity floppity. I would just like to say again another massive thank you. We'll see you all next week. In the meantime, stay safe and have a good week. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, it's 8
Bye.
seconds. Hold it. Hold your waves. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gone.
Bye, guys.